I'm getting so frustrated with these children that are going missing at the hands of their parents. I mean, I came across this one over the last couple of days, and I was going to kind of wait and see what happened, but I'm not waiting. I want to talk to you about sweet little 11-year-old middle schooler Madalina. Madalina Cojocari is missing. Her parents, her mom, and her stepfather waited 3 weeks to report her missing after the school started asking where she was. Welcome to Left Undone, Incomplete Investigations. I'm Catherine. Hi, and welcome back. If you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button now or after you watch the video. I follow all things true crime here at Left Undone. So today, I really want to talk about this little sweet girl, Madalina Cojocari. Her mom is Diana Cojocari, and her stepdad is Christopher Palmiter. I can't help but believe that they know exactly where Madalina is. And I have this deep sinking feeling that it's not good. Mom and stepdad are in jail right now tonight. Police, FBI, local, state, law enforcement are all looking for Madalina. Madalina was seen the last time in public by anyone was getting off of her bus at around 4:50 p.m. on November 21st. Here's that clip. Now, Madalina's mom and stepdad, their story's really bizarre. We will go over the arrest affidavit because you're going to shake your head if you haven't heard this story. The reason the parents were arrested was because there is a law in North Carolina called Caylee's Law, which is named that because of dear sweet Caylee Anthony. The law says that parents need to report their children missing if they think they're missing within 24 hours, not 3 weeks. Monday, December 19th, investigators deployed all kinds of patrol units to a lake, Lake Cornelius, in the town that Madalina's from. Madalina's school is called Bailey Middle School, and it is in Cornelius. Cornelius is about 20 minutes north of Charlotte, North Carolina. She is 4'10" tall and weighs about 90 pounds. She was last seen in jeans, pink, purple, and white Adidas tennis shoes, and a white t-shirt and jacket. Now, anyone with information needs to call local authorities at 704-892-7773, or you can call the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI. So the story gets really bizarre because I started reviewing the message boards that are following the case, and the stepdad went to Michigan to get his things. Apparently, this was on November 21st. Now, remember, that's the last day that anybody has, except her mother, had seen her. So he went to Michigan to get his things, and he came back, and the mom says to the stepdad that, "Where's Madalina?" And he says, "Where's Madalina?" And they say, "I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. Do you know? Why didn't you know? Did you hide her? I don't know. Did you hide her?" It's all in the arrest affidavit, and it's very bizarre. So I'm recording this on the evening of December 20th, 2022. And this evening, there was to be a candlelight vigil at Smithfield Park in the town there. So it is just the strangest thing. And it's so frustrating to me that these babies are going missing and the parents are, I mean, have you ever lost your kid? Lost my kid for 5 minutes and I'm freaking out, calling people. I remember one time we're at the baseball field. My youngest is 5 years younger than number 3, 7 years younger than number 2, 9 years younger than number 1. So we were always at sports activities and stuff. And my little one would be right there running around. One day he just completely disappeared. Now it seemed to me like it was an hour. It was probably 5 minutes. But I was like, stop the game. Everybody look for Michael. Like that, I was terrified that something happened to him. So I just can't imagine that any mother or even stepfather wouldn't be overly concerned when the kid's not around, unless they had something to do with it. Let me know what you think in the comments, please. Do you think that this is going to be one of those horrible endings where the mom or the stepdad did something horrific and Madalina is no longer with us? Or do you think this is just bizarre and she's going to show up? So Diana, the mom, was in some kind of a television show, weight loss show in the country they came from before she came to the United States. And it looks like she was in this like Biggest Loser or something weight loss show. I don't know. But this is her. So I'm going to read you the arrest information. It says on Thursday, December 15th, 2022 at approximately 13:12 hours, so 1:12 p.m., officer reported to Bailey Middle School located at 11900 Bailey Road in Cornelius. The complaint, Diana Cojocari, who resides at 18413 Victoria Bay Drive in Cornelius, reported that her juvenile daughter, Madalina Cojocari, has been missing since approximately 12 o'clock on Tuesday, November 22nd. On Monday, December 12th, at approximately 1400 hours, Bailey Middle School Resource Officer Jay Nobles attempted a home visit with 6th grade school counselor Mrs. T. Lampkin in reference to Madalina Cojocari. Mrs. Lampkin stated Madalina Cojocari has not been in school since Monday, November 21st, 2022. There was no answer at the door, and a truancy packet was left by Miss Lampkin. On Wednesday, December 14th, Mrs. Lampkin advised Madalina Cojocari's mother, Diana Cojocari, called her requesting a meeting in reference to Madalina. Mrs. Lampkin advised Diana Cojocari, stated she would bring Madalina to school on Thursday and meet with Mrs. Lampkin in reference to the truancy. On Thursday, December 15th, 2022, Diana Cojocari arrived at the school without Madalina and met with Mrs. Lampkin. Mrs. Lampkin requested Officer Nobles step inside the meeting. When Officer Nobles arrived, Mrs. Lampkin and Diana advised me that Madalina had been missing since Tuesday, November 23rd, 2022 at approximately 1200 hours, so noon. Officer Noble spoke to Diana Cojocari, who advised she last saw Madalina on Wednesday, November 23rd, 2022 at 2200 hours. She stated that Madalina went to her room that night to go to bed. Diana stated her and her husband, Christopher Palmiter, argued that night. And the next morning, he drove to his family's house in Michigan to recover some items. Diana Cojocari stated she went to check on Madalina around 11:30 hours on the 24th and noticed Madalina was not in her room. Diana Cojocari stated she waited until Saturday, November 26th at 1900 hours when Christopher Palmiter returned home before asking if he knew where Madalina was. Christopher said he did not and asked the same question in return. I asked Diana why she did not report Madalina missing until now. Diana stated she was worried it might start a conflict between her and Christopher. Officer Nobles requested she contact Christopher and have him come to the school. Officer Noble then contacted Detective G. Patterson and Detective B. Nicholas for assistance. On Thursday, December 15th, Christopher Palmiter stated that on 11/23/2022, he left his residence to make a trip to Michigan to pick up items. He advised that he did not see Madalina that day he left and believed that the last time he saw her was a week before the trip. He stated that he returned to his residence on 11/26/2022 and asked his wife Diana where Madalina was. Diana said that she did not know. Chris told Diana that he did not know where Madalina was either. Chris stated that he asked Diana if she had hidden Madalina, and Diana asked Chris if he had hidden Madalina, and they both said no. Chris did not report her missing to the police at that time. Chris stated he spoke with Diana several times about Madalina's whereabouts over the next 3 weeks, and both stated they did not know where she was, but they did not contact the police to report Madalina missing. All I can say is, sounds a bunch of fishy. They didn't even have their story straight, in my opinion.
News to get to now at noon. The mother of the missing 11-year-old from Cornelius just faced a judge in the past few hours accused of not reporting her daughter missing.
And we're getting a new timeline about Madalina Cojocari's disappearance. Diana Cojocari and her husband Christopher Palmiter are both behind bars on charges of not reporting her missing. The little girl was last seen the day before Thanksgiving, but wasn't reported missing until last week, last Wednesday, as a matter of fact.
WBTV's Mary Calkins was inside that courtroom when a judge addressed the little girl's mother for the very first time. Mary, what came out of that day in court?
Abby, the state says they have, quote, grave concerns should Diana Cojocari be released from custody. Now, the state actually asked for a minimum of a $200,000 bond and electronic monitoring should she make that bond. Now, the judge actually, after agreeing to that, the state says it was not until 22 days after Madalina had disappeared that Diana, quote, begrudgingly reported her child missing. Prosecutors allege that she has hindered the investigation on several occasions. Diana's bond is actually $50,000 higher than Madalina's stepfather. A judge set his at $200,000 yesterday. Now, while in court today, I got my hands on Christopher Palmiter's arrest sheet. Now, that lays out what the couple says happened the day that Madalina went missing, the days following, and how a school resource officer stepped in to help Madalina. And for that, I want to bring in my colleague, Lowell Rose. He's been taking a deeper dive into what that sheet says. Lowell.
Well, Mary, this page right here gives a full rundown of what happened the day that Madalina went missing, along with the response from the parents in the days that led after that. Now, we do want to give you a quick look at a few quick details of what happened during those moments at the moment that reported. The mother, Diana Cojocari, reported that Madalina was missing after the school resource officer at Bailey Middle School attempted a home visit on December 12th, along with the school counselor. Now, but there was no answer at the door. On the 14th, Cojocari said that she would bring Madalina to school the following day, but when she came without her daughter, she reported that the 11-year-old had been missing since Tuesday, November 23rd. Now, the night Madalina disappeared, court records show the mother and stepfather were arguing, and the next morning he drove to Michigan. Diana Cojocari was asked why she didn't report her daughter missing, and she responded and said she didn't want to start conflict with her husband. Now, these are just a few quick points from this page-long document of the arrest processing center when both of those parents were brought in. We will continue to dig deeper into this document along with team coverage this evening for our shows. Reporting live in Charlotte, Lowell Rose, WBTV, on your side.
I hope and pray that it's just bizarre and she's going to show up. Thoughts and prayers are with little Madalina. I can't imagine what could have happened to her. I just have this terrible feeling that these people are evil. And It makes no sense. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. If you're old or new here, please hit the like button. You know how much it helps the creators, and we really do appreciate it. There's also ways to support the channel. Please watch the ads. There's links below, and you can super gift. But otherwise, thank you so much for being here. Stay safe, stay well, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.